Hey, horror fans, it's Jay. I'm back again, and today I'm going to add to my 25 films, 25 countries segment that we're doing in Horror Movie Review Maniacs. Yeah, it's a little group there on Facebook where they're doing a lot of sort of book club stuff. It's like movie club stuff where you can take different challenges, and the challenge I've selected to take is the 25 horror movie, 25 country challenge, and I'm trying to save the United States for last. I want to do a really big one for the United States, or I might not even do the United States at all. I'm on number 15, and I'm doing videos now. I was writing reviews and doing videos, but now I'm doing the videos, and I'm going to go back and retroactively do some more videos for the other ones that I haven't done yet. And today we're going to be talking about 2010's I Saw the Devil from South Korea. And it always people always crack me up a little bit when they'll say it's a Korean horror film. It's a South Korean horror film. North Korea is a horror film, right? So you don't see many movies coming out of North Korea. It's mostly just state-run television, right? But anyway, yeah, you can catch I Saw the Devil free right now on Pluto TV. It's a free app. You download it and got to watch a few commercials, but the movies aren't edited or anything like that. They don't take the bad words out and the gore and all that, so it's still fun. So let's get started, guys. I Saw the Devil from 2010. If you haven't seen this one, what are you doing with your life? It's a great movie, guys, and I'm just going to kick off here a little bit, tell you a little bit about it. It says, on a dark road, taxi driver Kyung Chu comes across a scared female motorist stranded in a broken down vehicle. He pulls over, but not to help. When the woman's head is discovered in a local river, her devastated fiance, Kim Soo Hyun, who is Byung Hun Lee, who is actually a pretty big star, a trained secret agent, becomes obsessed with hunting down the killer. Once he finds Kyung Chu, things get twisted. After brutally beating the murderer, Kim lets him go. And I'm going to stop reading their part there because, that's just a base coat. We're going to talk about the movie now, right? Okay. So basically what this movie is, if I was going to sum it up in just a real tight thought for you guys, imagine Batman versus the Joker. If the Joker was a cannibalistic serial killer and Batman was a South Korean secret agent. It plays out very much like that, guys. I know it sounds a little bit weird, but and like they said here, the movie starts off, on the side of the road. Woman's broke down and she's talking to her fiance on the phone, and she tells him, well, somebody just pulled up to help, and before he knows what's happened, she's been taken, and they find her head. And so him being a very skilled secret agent starts shaking people down and gets the information and finds out who he thinks did this. And it's pretty much confirmed by the guy's character. And he starts to follow him around and kind of surveil his life. And the guy is just sick and twisted, and he just goes for one terrible thing. He's almost like a sociopath. It's like the Joker. It's not... For him, I don't even know if it's really about what kind of crime he's committing, if it's a rape or murder or what it is. It's just as long as he's doing something horrible to somebody. And so the secret agent follows him around, and every time he tries to hurt somebody or do something, the guy will show up and just beat the living shit out of him. I mean, it's similar to Batman and the Joker. I mean, like if Batman and the Joker get in a straight-up fist fight, the Joker's going to get the bad end of that deal. I'm not saying that you can't fight, but you can't fight Batman. Batman will kick your ass 9 ways to Sunday. He's done it to the Joker a few times. And so that's what happens in here. He'll show up, break his arm, break his leg, whatever, and send him back on his way, and then follow him around to the next place that he decides to go. And so he seems to think he's got this under control, and he's getting some kind of satisfaction from following this guy around and just beating the hell out of him every time he tries to do something stupid. And you feel like eventually there will be an end to that, but you don't know how far he's going to let it go. Now, our killer here starts to realize, of course, this guy is just popping up out of nowhere and beating the shit out of me. I have to figure out what's going on. I have to do something to strike back. And so he heads out to an old buddy of his of his. I think it's a farm or an old factory or something. I'm not exactly sure what it is. A pig farm, maybe. I don't know, but I can't exactly remember. And but it's a big place that this guy's got, and he is a straight up cannibal, and he just slaughters people and eats them. And so there's this great scene there where these two are having a conversation, and you see this guy is huge. He's probably about 6'3", maybe 300 and maybe 300 pounds. I'd say he's a big guy, and you see that even he is scared of the other guy, right? And so that leaves a pretty good impression on you. And here's where things start to change because, like I said, similar to Batman and Joker, I keep going back to that comparison because this serial killer, he's not just going to somebody who's just going to keep letting this happen. He's going to try to figure out some way around it. And so he starts coming back at the secret agent, and he strikes back at him in ways that he never expected. And yeah, it's this weird cat and mouse game between the two of them. You know, some people say it's not a horror film. In my opinion, it's tremendously a horror film. If you can imagine being in this situation, it's got to be horrific, right? And it all draws to a mano a mano conclusion. That's pretty satisfying, I thought. You know what I mean? You wonder how when you're watching this, you're like, how is this going to end? How is this going to end where anybody's going to feel any better about anything that's happened? And you don't. You're not going to, and neither is he. And that's the point. Is that revenge? He should have just killed the guy, or he should have took him in because all he did was, violence begets violence and all that. And I like films that show that aspect because there are a lot of films that glorify violence as a solution. And then there are a lot of films that show you great violent scenes of things that happen, but then the consequence of that. Movies like Landmine Goes Click and a few others. This one, they show you that there is a distinct consequence for violence, and it doesn't. I'm going to get revenge against you. Okay, well now I'm going to get revenge against you. Well now I have to take it a step further, and it just what was the line from Goodfellas? If you hit him with a bat, he comes back with a knife. If you hit him with a knife, he comes back with a gun. You know what I mean? And it never ends. Like, that's the way that stuff goes. And I like movies like this that kind of show you that really, because there is no, revenge and justice are two separate things that just kind of sound the same, right? And revenge usually leads to more trauma, and it's neither justice nor revenge ever makes anything better. It just, at least with justice, there is hopefully a solution or a finality to it. With revenge, it goes on and on and on. Unless he, I wouldn't have felt like that if he'd have just killed him. If he'd have just killed the guy, look, you killed my girlfriend. I think it's, you got to go. That's understandable. I mean, is that the way I would do it? I don't know what I would do in that situation. I don't have those kind of skills. But if I had to, if somebody did what this guy did to my wife, yeah, I can't say what I would do. I don't think it would be that nice, and because I don't have those kind of super agent skills. I was a cop for 12 years, so I can fight, and I know some jujitsu and stuff like that. But I'm not like Batman or anything. But so I wouldn't go that route. I might more than likely with me, I would just stand outside of his house, wait for him to walk out, hit him in the back of the head with a tire tool, drag him to a basement somewhere, tie him up, and take my time. After that. Probably take him apart piece by piece and see if it all goes back together, But anyway, yeah, because the villain in this movie, man, he is a psycho. This dude is so good. The cast, the main bad guy here, Kyung Chul. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, guys. I'm trying the best I can. Kyung Chul is played by Choi Min Sik, and he's a pretty big actor, also in Korea. Fairly well known, and he's so great in this. More maniacal than Hannibal Lecter in a physical sense. I would say that, and along those same lines, where it's very much like the Joker character, where even when Michael Caine tells Christian Bale, some men just want to watch the world burn. That's this guy. he doesn't care. You know what I mean? He knows at a certain point that he's finished, and everyone knows he's the killer or he's killed, and they're all going to come and get him. So he just lays it all out. He gives it everything he's got, and he is a grade A psychopath, one of the best ever caught on film. And of course, Young Hun Lee, and I believe I'm saying these right. I know, like in America, we pronounce the pronunciation is Byung Hun Lee. I think in Korea it would be Lee Byung Hun, or China or whatever. Um, I know that there are a lot of countries that have their surname first when they say them, but when we say it the opposite way because, like my name is Jay Wall, but there it would be Wall J or something like that because your family name goes first. It's kind of like how they have the phylum and all that, the different classifications, and this is how that works with names in some other countries. The first classification is your last name. That's your family. The next one is more specific, which is who you are individually. I always thought that was kind of cool, to be honest. So yeah, guys, I Saw the Devil from 2011, and like I said, you can catch this one on Pluto TV for free right now. Just download Pluto TV, and look, Pluto TV pretends to be like a live free cable thing. It's got like 50 channels. You can scroll up down there and watch live TV, but you don't have to mess with that. That's just the way they've got it set up. Everything that you could watch on Pluto TV, they have it stored on demand. You can just go in there and watch it. I mean, most of the stuff, unless it's like live news or sports or something like that. They do have a couple. There's like a CBS Sports thing on there that every 30 minutes they do like a little Sports Center thing, and they have some decent stuff on there. If you have no TV, it's definitely better than no TV. I can tell you that. But yeah, you can find it in the on-demand section, so you won't have to wait and catch it live whenever they decide to show it. I Saw the Devil from 2010, guys. It is subtitled. Like I said, it's a Korean language film. And I can't oversell this one enough, guys. Look, I'm going to give it, right now, I'm going to tell you, I'm giving this one, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10, guys. I mean, to me, it's that damn good. It blew me away the first time I saw it, how good it was. The back and forth between these two main characters, the lead character's arc, where he starts out, where he goes from there, and where he ends are three very totally different places. In the beginning, he's very dismissive of his girlfriend, and he's just kind of like focused on his own life. He's driven. He's got this. You can tell just by the phone conversation they have that he's almost, I gotta go. You know what I mean? And then in the second act of the movie, he's the depressed, fiance who has lost everything and has the ability and the power and the resources to get revenge. And then in the third act, you kind of see this guy who realizes it's not really about revenge anymore. It's about finality. This has to end. Whatever way it has to end, it has to end. So, yes, a great film. A great film. Can't oversell it enough. If you have not seen I Saw the Devil, like I said, guys, what are you doing with your life? Go watch it. You will not be disappointed. You've heard what it's about. I think if you go watch it off of that, you listen to what I said, you go watch it, you're not going to be disappointed. The action is there. The gore is there. The horror is there. The drama is there. It's a damn good movie. And it's one of the very few movies, if ever, where you'll hear me say 9 out of 10. It just doesn't happen very often. You'll never hear me say 10 out of 10. I just won't do it because I just can't believe that there's a film out there that doesn't have a flaw. I'll tell you what, like I'm a really quirky guy, right? So here's how I think about it. There is one film, and I've reserved one film for the 10 out of 10, but I'm not going to talk about it because it's a personal thing, and that's why I feel that way about it. But and my hope is always that there will be another one. There will be another 10 out of 10 film, but truly, I just don't really believe there will be at this point because I've seen, 50,000 movies or something, and or however many movies I've seen, and it's not even, sometimes I try to think about how many hours of my life I've spent watching movies, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen a lot of movies though. And then I'm like, well, what about the times? What about the 40 times you watched Maximum Overdrive in 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 1997? How do you explain that? How is that a good use of your time? Or how about the 200 times you've seen The Shining? What, did you really need to see it that many times, Jay? You cut yourself short on 199 other movies by watching it 200 times. But yeah, I think with The Shining, you do have to watch it 200 times. The Shining and The Exorcist, there's some movies out there that every time I see them, I still get something new out of them. Even if it's just just a bit, there's always something new. And once your brain starts getting back in that cycle of thinking about the film, you start seeing new things and new angles. And so, yeah, I can't be too hard on myself for loving horror movies, right, guys? All right, now I'm going to keep on doing these, guys. I got to knock a few of these videos out today. And so you'll probably see me again, and I'll probably have the same shirt on because I'm doing them all back to back to back to try to get a bunch of them knocked out. I'm way behind. I got to do 25 of these. I think I got like a week left or something, and I'm at number 15. So, yeah. 25 films, 25 horror films from 25 different countries. It's a fun challenge, guys. Come on down to horror review movie or horror movie review maniacs. Blah 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 blah. That's what I said. Horror movie review maniacs. Come on down and check it out. It's a small group, but guys, in my opinion, the small groups are the most fun, right? Because the big groups have the memes and the promotion, and you got guys like me on there saying, "Hey, watch my YouTube video." And when in the smaller groups like this one and the Land of the Creeps group, it's another one that I feel that way about. There's a lot of just great discussion. You have people in there who care about movies. They're podcasters. They're super fans. They're not all podcasters and showrunners and stuff like that. They're super fans, and that just makes it fun when you can just jump in there and have a great conversation, and you don't have to look at 50 memes of Sherry Moon Zombie. I know some people like that though. So, but that's what the big groups are for, and that's why we love them too. Stuff like Little Circus of Horrors, run by my buddy Jamie Spicer, which is like 130,000 people right now, I think. That's a fun group too, and it's all right. I mean, the watch parties and stuff in there are awesome. They always have like 50, 60, 100 people in their watch parties. Jamie does them all day long, pretty much. Yeah, so those are some groups that are fun. You can also check out my group if you're on Facebook. I always forget to mention mine. I have a few of them. The Horror Hound Hotel, I think we got 12,000 people or something like that. We've been around for 5 or 6 years, and it's just a group for horror fans. Just post whatever you want. I don't really care too much as long as it's not a, out of line or, it doesn't have anything to do with horror. Also, we run a group called Scream Scene that has 12 or 13,000 in it. And there's a few others that we run. I run a horror audiobook group and a bunch of others, actually. But yeah, come on down, Facebook. Check those groups out. I think you'll have fun if you're a horror fan. Guys, we will talk to you. 2 minutes my time. No telling how long your time. You may not watch this, so why would you watch the next one, right? All right, guys, we'll talk to you next time we got something worth talking about. Bye.